Why should you join the Livingston County Republican Party?
Why, you ask?
Yeah, why?
Why join?
The Republican Party is the party of common sense.
Common sense.
Republicans support the Constitution.
Republicans protect your rights.
We fight to keep your children safe.
We fight to keep boys and men out of girls' and women's sports.
We fight to keep boys out of girls' restrooms.
We fight for you.
What does the Republican Party do?
We help Republican candidates get elected.
Why is it important to elect Republicans?
Why is that important?
Why?
Tell me, why is that important?
Livingston County is one of the safest counties in Michigan.
Livingston County has one of the lowest crime rates in the state of Michigan.
Livingston County has the lowest tax millage rate of all 83 counties.
Republicans work to balance the budget.
Republican legislators vote against raising your taxes.
Republican elected officials believe in transparency.
Republican clerks run elections with integrity.
Republican trustees protect your rights.
Republicans support our veterans.
Who can join?
If you are conservative, we want you in our party.
All conservatives are welcome at our table.
Join our activities.
Join the fun.
Become a member.
Join us now.
Hi, I'm Deb Drick, Chair of Livingston County Republican Party. Our conservative message has been very well received in Livingston County, and I'm so happy to share with you that people are stepping up right and left to help. The only thing's missing is you. Come join our mission. Come join our fun. Go to livingstonrepublicans.com and click join. You'll be glad you did. Hello, and welcome to the Right Side Podcast on November 11th, 2025, and that would be Happy Veterans Day, and a special shout out to the veteran in our family, my youngest son Lee, who is the now retired Sergeant First Class in the United States Army. So thanks for his service, and thanks for all you veterans that are watching and your service. We appreciate it. Tonight I have a very special guest. I have Lena Epstein with us tonight, who's here to talk about her run for the University of Michigan Regent. And anybody that knows anything about the University of Michigan, that she'll stand out like a sore thumb over there as a Republican. So welcome, Lena. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming out. So can you start off by just introducing yourself to those people who may not know you, and just kind of do a little bio on you personally?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Deb. It's great to be with everybody tonight. My name is Lena Epstein. I hail from Oakland County. Lifelong Oakland County resident, have had the opportunity at 44 to run the 7th largest woman-owned business in the state, a business called Vesco Oil that was started by my dad's dad 80 years ago. Under my leadership, the company has doubled in size, and today it's just a wonderful business that employs over 250 people across the Midwest. Our company operates in all 83 counties in our state. And forgive that.
That's all right.
But we're proud business owners, hardworking business owners, and the passion for service comes very naturally just as an extension of my upbringing. I came from a family of devoted, devout, hardworking people, people that in my family believe in faith, freedom, and country, the Constitution, our founding fathers. And so I was raised in a really wonderful household. We talked about values and principles and Judeo-Christian values and all of that good stuff. And it really led me as a young person to have a passion for education. I had the opportunity to attend Harvard University between 1999 and 2003, and then the University of Michigan Ross School of Business from 2006 to 2008 in preparation to run the family business. Those experiences for me were life-changing, the opportunity to go to college, to have the chance to think for myself, develop my own ideas. I came to terms with a very conservative ideology that I'd always held, and have spent the last 15 years as a party activist advancing conservative causes throughout the state. U of M is an extraordinary place. It used to be a very conservative stronghold. My great-grandmother, Josephine Winkleman of Winkleman Stores.
My goodness.
On my mother's side, we are the Winkleman Stores
I
family.
remember the Winklemans.
And my family, back in the day, my late grandfather, Stanley Winkleman of Winkleman Stores, he was a Democrat, the yesterday's Democrat Party.
Right.
If he were alive today, Deb, he'd be with us.
Yeah.
But it was a very exciting family to be part of. You know, the sense of giving back and feeling responsible for other people was just a very big part of my upbringing, and it's a big part of who I am today and what calls me to serve.
Awesome. And so so then tell me about, this is a delegate election. This is different, very much like Secretary of State and like Attorney General. This is going to be decided. And what do you think of the idea of the endorsement convention in March?
So in most states across America, the governor appoints the board regents for different colleges.
Okay.
In our state, the people decide. It's a moment of extraordinary power.
Sure.
March 28th, we will have a statewide endorsement convention, and that night we will nominate 2 people to the general election ballot. The real election is next November. I'm setting out to take the place of a Democrat. So I'm honored to be a candidate in the race, working very hard. Some of you that are watching the show tonight have probably received a personal call from me. We're spending a lot of time, energy, resources, spreading the good word about this campaign, and it's been nothing shy of an extraordinary couple of months on the trail. I'm excited to talk about it.
Well, are you in favor of the endorsement convention versus the August?
I am. I'm very much in favor of it. I was favor of it in 2023. We had a similar endorsement convention.
Okay.
It was. I think it's wonderful. Those of us that are nominated in late March then have a longer period of time to be in a general election to raise the money and to whip the votes necessary to defeat the Democrats, which are our true opponents, not one another.
Right. Right. Okay. So then let me ask you this: why? What made you wake up and say, all right, I'm going to run for U of M region here?
Well, higher education changed my life. It gave me an opportunity to learn tangible, practical skills, accounting, finance, economics, understanding supply and demand so that I could oversee and grow a large business. When I went to Harvard and I went to U of M, I was not surrounded by politics. I was around the business of learning. There was math, there was history, there was reading, there was writing, there was foreign language. I was not subjected to any of the wokeism that exists on campus today. As somebody who truly loves higher education, is so grateful, I simply cannot look away at what is happening right now. University of Michigan is still a fabulous place. It is riddled with problems, riddled with challenges, which call me to run at this time and serve. But I want to underscore that it is a wonderful place that's worth fighting for. And we as conservatives, we are not going to look the other way. We're going to fight, and we're going to do everything that we can to restore conservatism to U of M. Deb, it used to be a conservative stronghold.
That's surprising to me. I did not know that.
So my late great-grandmother was Josephine Winkleman of Winkleman Stores. Her husband was the founder. And great-grandma Jo was one of the first women to graduate from University of Michigan with a graduate degree.
Nice.
And in her early writings, great-grandma Jo Winkleman describes a very conservative stronghold, a university that was focused on the Constitution, on government, on teaching math and reading and writing, the fundamentals. So I think it's important for us all to understand that U of M used to be a conservative stronghold. It did not become woke overnight. What we're setting out to do is not to bring it back to conservatism overnight. These are challenging times, forces of evil against us. It will be an uphill battle, but I think together we truly can claim at least 1, if not 2 Cs, which could potentially tie the board next year for a historic moment in the university's history and in our history as a party.
And that would be awesome. So, what would you say your best qualifications are to be elected or to be a regent?
Sure. I have proven skills in business. I understand organizational excellence, the jobs of hiring and firing. I oversee large budgets. I've implemented new companies, new divisions. I understand entrepreneurship. I understand grit and hard work and what it takes to get things done. I've seen firsthand government overreach and regulation, what that does to companies and the families that they employ. So in terms of why am I doing this, it's really the question, if not who, me, and if not now, when. Things have gotten increasingly dangerous at U of M. I'd like to speak at length about some of the challenges that are currently being faced. U of M has become a woke stranglehold. Students at U of M are being indoctrinated. Liberal ideology, a one-sided way of thinking. There is not a comprehensive school of thought that entertains conservatism and liberalism for a conversation of, well, let's think about, how do I see the world? How do you see the world? It's completely lopsided, and it really explains why the university is having some of the challenges it's having. Conservative students, faculty, community stakeholders, parents of students, conservatives simply don't feel safe being on campus at U of M. They're afraid to speak up, raise their hand, push back for fear of retaliation, retribution, a failed grade, a lost job. This is a pervasive, systematic problem throughout the organization that really needs to be addressed on day one. The regents need to be out there now, which is what I would be doing if I was a regent now, saying conservatism is alive and well at U of M, and free speech is protected for all as designed by our founding fathers. These messages are not being sent at U of M.
No.
It's really the opposite, that if you don't think like me with my woke mentality, you have no business here. And that's not the business of a public university. The public university is supposed to attract people from around the state. But we're going to talk about that. Right now, Deb, over 50% of graduates from U of M are not from Michigan. They take students from the other 49 states, nations around the world. It's my very conservative belief that that should be the exact opposite. Our high school Michigander juniors and seniors should have the best chance and a first pass at a very fine U of M education with an in-state tuition that is affordable. The budget is upside down. You asked what qualifications I bring. I am capable of looking at a budget, slicing, dicing, and redirecting the numbers so that we can favor our in-state students, our in-state talent. Can you imagine what that would do to the GDP of Michigan, to the talent and retention issues that we have, if our in-state kids could go to Michigan and then come back and contribute to the communities from which we came? It would have lasting, forever impact for the better for our state and our community.
Agreed. That's awesome.
Other qualifications, just grit and tenacity, proven hard work. It's going to be a grind to do this job.
Yes, it is. You're going to need it.
It's a volunteer, unpaid position. I've invested my own resources into the campaign so that we are able to compete against the Democrats next year and win. But when we talk about grit and tenacity, it's a hands-on job. It's an 8-year volunteer unpaid term with no term limits, which I think is interesting. But can you imagine the opportunity to be on campus, to have a physical presence? I've organized peaceful protests at U of M before. We have a great opportunity to take control of that land and that property, show up and say, we are here unapologetically. We are not going anywhere. Conservatism is here to stay. And really, where the U of M regents have the most power, I think, is in the hiring and the firing of the university president. That person is in charge of hiring the provost, who is in charge of the curriculum. That if we can stop the Democrats in their tracks next year with a tied board 4-4, then we have the best chance, the best opportunity of truly reintroducing conservative instruction, conservative coursework at a time that the university desperately needs it.
So there's 8 total regents, and are there anybody besides the regents that vote?
Not on these university matters.
Okay.
Right now, there's a supermajority of Democrats, 6-2.
Sure.
The 2 conservatives in place are extraordinary. We have Sarah Hubbard and Carl Myers, who are in place, not up for re-election. They're doing such extraordinary work to advance conservatism at U of M despite the forces against them, and I find that incredibly inspiring. And I'm, in addition to having my own agenda, I'm also setting out to help both of them achieve their agendas.
Okay. So what happens in the case of a 4-4 tie? Does the motion just die, or do we have a tiebreaker?
Split vote.
Okay.
It's great news for us.
Yes,
it's a huge opportunity.
Yes,
it's a stalemate. And then once elected next year, then we as a party get to the dirty business of finding the next 2.
Right.
To run in 2 years.
Sure.
Because
sure.
Yes. So We need to very much support Sarah Hubbard, Carl Myers. Please reach out to their offices, thank them. This is thankless work at a time when there's a supermajority of Democrats. We really need to let them know how much we appreciate what they do every day for our cause on campus.
Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about what's on your bucket list once you get there.
So right now there's a few main areas that I'm focused on.
Okay.
There's an $11 billion annual budget at U of M. 309 right. I want to
yeah.
What is that number? Where did it come from? What is that? What are we spending on? What does our endowment look like? And then from that 11 billion, we have 393 million coming from our taxpayer dollars.
Okay.
Within that 393 million, many millions are being spent on what they call DEI programming.
Mm-hmm.
They call it diversity, equity, and inclusion, but Deb, it's racism towards white people.
Yep.
Has no business at the University of Michigan. So I'll be an early vote to eliminate that funding. I'm also very focused on the fact that we have biological boys in the girls' sports and in the girls' locker rooms at U of M. I have an 8-year-old daughter.
Oh.
My daughter Emma wants to go to University of Michigan. She's about 9 years away. If she were of college age today and wanted to go to U of M, I would not let her go. I would not feel safe sending her there. It's not a safe place for girls right now. We have boys in the girls' bathrooms, boys in the girls' locker rooms, boys in the girls' sports, making it a very, very, very unsafe place for our young women. I would be a quick vote to eliminate that completely. Have boys go into the boys' stuff,
Sure.
and the girls go to the girls' stuff. This to me is common sense, everyday type of decision making that needs to be done quickly and early. In terms of, I've already touched on it, but the silencing of conservatism, there needs to be huge programming and efforts around that, and attracting in-state applicants. Between those 4 areas, I think we're hitting on the biggest topics. There'll be tons of other work to do. But in terms of my ability to really infuse conservatism back into the university, it's going to come through the budget. It's going to come through the elimination of the biological boys from the girls' sports, the end of DEI, the end of the silencing of conservatism, and the end of favoring out-of-state applicants. We put all that together. We show up on campus day one with a Tide board. We're going to have an extraordinary opportunity to truly bring conservatism back to U of M.
That sounds awesome. All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial, and we will, as soon as I find the commercial, there it is.
John Adams warned that the Constitution is wholly inadequate without a moral and religious people. As conservatives, we must reclaim the faith that shaped it, rooted in Jesus Christ and the Bible. To help you understand the historic Christianity that our country was founded on, check out theexaltedchrist.com, a resource website proclaiming Christ as King.
Welcome to The Right Side.
And with me now is the brand new 7th District Chair, District 3, Livingston County Commissioner, Frank Sample. So welcome, Frank.
You're very active in the American Legion.
Correct.
You're very active in the VFW.
This ideology is very damaging to the students who are told if you get this surgery and make do the social transition, the medical transition, then you'll be happy and all your problems will be solved. Learned so much.
I'll bet. That's some institutional knowledge right there.
And we have, as a special guest, as I said earlier, we have Kevin Ranke with us. Welcome, Kevin. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Go Boge. Thanks, Kelly. There are no shortage of them. We love meeting new people.
Right, yes.
It's in good shape, so that's good news.
That safeness is not afforded to every citizen.
They are
Great.
special.
There's a difference between men and women. There's a biological
Sure.
difference, and it's time for us to stand up for our girls.
He went through and he came back with a report said there's no way Detroit can meet its obligations on the tax base.
Yes.
So is this DEI focused just on the high school, or are they talking about all
District. The
whole
entire district.
Maybe that's kind of normal. It's really not. There tends to be little fiefdoms with, different police agencies and police versus fire and fire versus EMS and blah, blah, blah. That's not the case here. So Livingston County is very fortunate.
I think not too long ago, in many of our lifetimes, Detroit was the third largest city in America.
Oh, yeah.
3.2 million citizens.
It's been a great experience. I mean, I have no regrets about moving here.
There's an old saying that the road will get you elected, the jail will get you unelected. So, to give you an idea.
You have to have a reason to change for change to be enacted. Hello, we're back. Okay, well, we just had a little technical thing we wanted to get through. If you're having trouble posting, go to the Livingston County Republican Party Facebook page, and we'll be able to see your posts. You'll be able to see your posts. For some reason, Rob Rod is one of our channels, and it's not coming through. So my Facebook page and the Livingston County Republican Party page are open for these the live podcast. So we're here again still with Lena Epstein. We're continuing. She's given us fantastic information about why she's running and what she intends to do. So she was telling us about what you were going to change, and you talked about a couple of things. Anything else, or should we move on to the next one?
I really think just to underscore, I really want the university to get back to the business of teaching, right? Constitution, history, some of these foundational lessons that all of us learned when we were growing up. This coursework that is missing now, I'll be a quick vote to return it, and it's all going to come down to who we hire as the university president. I can't wait to get in there and to infuse conservatism right away and do everything I can. I see this, Deb, as the people's seat of U of M.
Sure.
The people are going to speak next year. They're going to speak widely. I think people are I speak to members of our base every single day as a fellow activist and delegate. People are concerned. They're frightened about the direction of the university, and people also believe, and I hope you do as well, what happens at University of Michigan is likely happening at public schools around the state.
I would suspect so.
Imagine if we could address U of M and then we take it on the road. We start moving, we start taking that model and applying it to the other universities. It will take a number of years, but that is the vision and the plan going forward.
That would be wonderful. And yes, if we could, that's certainly the litmus test, isn't it? If we could do it at U of M, it could be done anywhere, and it needs to be done everywhere. They're simple as that. So if we can start here, that's, you're starting a good thing, and certainly a good trend. So tell me about your campaign strategy. You got two. There's two candidates and two positions. So the delegate races, right now it's not contested, correct? There's two spots.
Right now it's not contested,
Okay.
and I'd like everybody that's watching tonight to know that I am campaigning as if there are 10 people in the race. I'm an extraordinary, hardworking candidate. This endorsement, this nomination is going to be earned. It's not going to be handed to anybody.
Okay.
I spent all day talking to the delegates. It's important. If I'm going to represent the delegates, I need to know what the delegates care about.
Right.
I think that the platform that I've laid out resonates with the voters. People are very upset. I got a photograph last week of a men's bathroom at the University of Michigan Ross School of Business, where I got my degree, with a brand new female product dispenser in the men's bathroom, and a sign above it that says, University of Michigan Ross School of Business supports menstrual equity. Now, to your viewers,
what is menstrual equity? There is no menstrual equity.
To your viewers, I was going to say, especially to the boys out there, men, there's no such thing as menstrual equity.
No.
And it's embarrassing to even use these words in public format, but we need everybody to know what's going on. It's simply not safe.
If you are menstruating, you're a female. I don't care what clothes you put on. I don't care what you bind yourself to or what pills you take.
And what is equity? What does equity mean? That somehow if I menstruate and somebody else doesn't, that we're not equal? It's very bizarre. It shows me forces, Deb, of good and evil. It shows me how pervasive the wokeness really is on campus. And when I was there we had nothing like that. I mentioned earlier.
I got nothing. Menstrual equity.
It's
oh my
bizarre.
God.
It's very bizarre. And again, you're saying, why am I running? I simply must. We simply have to. There is no choice. We must serve. I was our party's nominee for this position in 2022. I lost by half of 1 point at the very bottom of the second page of the ballot, far outperformed the rest of the ballot that night. And what that tells me, Deb, is this year we're setting out to finish what we've started.
Okay.
The base is activated. They're aware of the issues on campus. They're understanding of all the problems. They're eager to get it fixed. They're excited at the idea of tying the board. We have identified this particular campaign as the grassroots campaign of the cycle. It's a statewide race. So there's going to need to be a lot of money to compete on television, radio, digital, and print. But I see the power of the base. And I see this being a very hands-on organization, yard signs, lit books, mail, phone banks. We're going to do the whole thing. It's going to come down to every single vote. We also have an anomaly year. We have Mike Duggan, who's a Democrat, who's running as an independent. We anticipate that he will take a lot of straight ticket Democrat voters, and they will deviate from straight ticket Democrat voting to vote for him for governor. That is a huge impact on the bottom of the ballot.
Yes, it is.
For the better. And we're going to have a strong gubernatorial nominee. There's a number of gentlemen being considered that are all extraordinary, in my opinion. I think they'll do very well at the top of the ticket. I will do everything I can to raise the funds, to raise the awareness, to get out there, get the message. Like I said, we got in early. We made our big announcement at the Mackinac GOP conference earlier in the season. Loud, proud, unapologetic, raising awareness, raising support. It's been tremendous fun. I don't know if you can tell how much I'm enjoying this process.
Your passion is coming around the corner 5 minutes before the rest of you.
Thank you. It's been joyful. We can look at the issues, we can look at the challenges, we can look at the work in front of us and also say, this is a really exciting time for us. I mean, can you imagine what that would do, what that moment in history, if we could truly tie the board next year, what that would do for the future of higher education, not just in Michigan, but potentially across the whole nation.
Somebody out there watching, do me a favor, type something in a comment. We're not getting comments. That's weird. That means something's wrong with the commenting. So, show comments on stage. No, that won't be on stage. Okay, we're looking for, I'm just looking for somebody to send something. Hi, Deb is good, because I want to make sure that we can get these comments in. So if not, then go over to either my profile on Facebook or go to Livingston County Republican Party profile on Facebook. We can catch you there. All right, so you were talking about your campaign strategy. Now, is that what you're going to do for the general? First of all, how does the primary work? So there's 2 spots open. You got, say, 10. What does the primary boil down to?
So March 28th, we'll have our statewide endorsement convention. That is where we as a party will elect our 2 folks to go to the general election ballot.
So it's going to be 2 and 2. It's going to be 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats.
That's right.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So may I talk about the Democrat primary for a moment?
Please.
The two regents that are up for re-election are Jordan Acker and Paul Brown. They're both Democrats. Jordan Acker is the board chair. These are the 2 that we are trying to defeat. We want to replace them with conservative leadership, with leadership that understands what it takes to really protect the student body, to grow the university. And I, with all due respect, those 2 individuals do need to be unseated next year.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some people. Hi, Ron. Glad you came in here. The commissioner says his issue is chocolate chip cookie equity, which is far better than menstrual equity. Oh, God.
Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate you, sir.
Oh, my God. All right, here we go. Rob, Lena Epstein is one of Michigan's greatest assets. She'll do a great job. Has my full support. Rob, you're watching.
Love you, Rob.
I tried reaching you, Rob, while you're here. Your streaming would not come through. So I put it over to mine. I don't know if you can fix that from your end, but the Rob Rod account would not, we left you a message, but the Rob Rod account would not connect. Don't know what that needs to do. But anyway, so that's your primary. So like, what's the strategy? How are we going to win? What do we got to do to beat them in the general?
I'm going to need to raise a lot of money. A statewide race, especially a race, a U of M regent race that's at the bottom of the ballot, it's very difficult to differentiate. That takes resources. So every dollar that I'm raising today, and I am fundraising very aggressively, every dollar that I raise today, I get to spend in the general election against the Democrats.
Okay.
That's exactly what the donors are wanting. They want to see a clear path to defeat Jordan Acker and Paul Brown. It's been an honor to be a candidate in this race. I feel tremendous support. We as delegates have very robust dialogues. We certainly don't need to agree with each other. We do it with respect. I think we have such a beautiful base. We are the base. You and I and others watching, we are the base. It's a beautiful community, an inclusive community, an expansive community. It's a big tent. It's the grand old party. It's the winning solution. There are so many issues with the Democrat Party. I just feel so grateful to have gotten it right so many years ago. And I just feel truly embraced and supported. And I want to thank everybody who's watching tonight for that level of encouragement.
Awesome. Now, do you have so how do you intend to raise the money? Are you going to do a phone campaign? How are you going to do that?
It's all the above. These are relationships with donors that I've established over many years. I was the outgoing finance chairman with Pete Hoekstra, a very proficient fundraiser over the last 15 years, proven publicly. I enjoy the fundraising process. I enjoy asking for financial support. So I'm doing what I do every day, reaching out, having conversations like we're having, and then asking for a big check. We accept small dollar donations. We accept big dollar donations. We accept every dollar in support to advance conservatism.
What's your max level?
$8,325 per person. $8,325 per person. And to those of you that are watching that have the capacity to do that, our website is lenaforufm.com. So that's LENAFORUOFM.com. You can see my professional qualifications, my political qualifications, my platform once elected, and how to get involved. And I hope everybody watching tonight wants to get involved with Lena Epstein for U of M Regent, the people's seat for U of M. This is as I mentioned, the grassroots campaign of the cycle. Please reach out. We're excited to have you. We need you. We want you. Please join with me today. And I would be happy to speak personally to anybody on the line who would like to get plugged in.
Okay. Well, here's Mark Ashley Price from let's start here.
Yay.
Greetings from Highland Park. He said he's a delegate for Miss Lena Epstein.
Love you, Mark. Thank you. I'll see you on the convention floor, my friend.
Mark is definitely a regular here on he's one of our regulars, as is Ron, as is the commissioner, and as is Rob. So we have quite a regular following here, and we're happy they're all here. So okay, so you need to raise money, and 8,325 is the limit. But you'll take any donations.
Absolutely,
and
every dollar helps. Every dollar helps.
And people can go to this, and there's a place to donate.
Yes, and I've been involved in campaigns for 15 years. I can reassure everybody that this is a lean, mean fighting machine.
Oh yes.
And right now we're at the business of raising awareness, raising money. It's a grind. It's an honor. It's an opportunity. People are activated. We're concerned. We see this. We see the excitement building around this. And I think there's truly no limit to what we can all do together at U of M. I just picture thousands of us on the property at U of M with media paying attention all over the nation, shining a bright light on the fact that we did it, that we as a party, we organized, we mobilized, and we were able to unseat Jordan Acker and Paul Brown.
That would be something worth celebrating for sure. So, it's been talked about this is going to be a big red wave next year mostly because the Democrats continue to act like chowderheads out there and say dumb things and say crazy things. They don't have a platform. They're disorganized. They're not their typical lockstep selves that has a strong message. Basically their message boils down to but Trump, but Trump, but Trump. So and they're not getting very far. The last election said that. So you think that's going to have an effect in the general on the down ballot here?
Oh, I certainly do. I think the Democrat Party is a hot mess express right now. I hear all types of inside baseball from various folks, and it's definitely a party that's lost its way. It's riddled with anti-Semitism. It's not a safe place for members of my community to be. I've invited every member of the Jewish community to come over to the Republican Party where Jews are welcomed and encouraged to participate. I'm not a single issue voter. I'm not going to be a single issue regent. There's lots of challenges facing us, but I think that if there was ever a year to capitalize on the problems faced within the Democrat Party, now is the time.
It's this time, huh?
It is.
Okay, and the citizens only voting, I think that's going to bring out a lot of Republicans because that's one of our agenda items to make voting put the integrity back.
Absolutely.
We've got some great Secretary of State candidates coming forward, and boy, I'll tell you, I'm looking at Secretary of State candidates, I'm looking at the Attorney General candidates, and most of the Republican gubernatorial candidates are good choices.
Wonderful
so
people.
They are, and so we're not gonna we're not going to end up on the wrong side of anything, no matter which way we go.
Aren't we lucky? Aren't we
are
lucky? We have wonderful people at the top of the ticket. I think we're going to have a very strong year. We have Donald Trump as our president. I didn't mention this earlier, but I was his 2016 statewide chairman. I was endorsed by him in 2018 when I was our party's nominee for Congress in District 11. I am MAGA all the way. My heart bleeds MAGA red. I can't imagine what the world would look like if Donald Trump was not our president.
I don't want to imagine. It would hurt me to even think about that.
And Donald Trump cares a lot about education in our country. He cares about higher education. Deb, college is not for everybody. There's lots of opportunities and wonderful places to work that don't require a degree. My grandfather started our company without a degree.
That's right.
But for those of us that do want those degrees, we should be able to, there should be a path forward, and we should have the opportunity to learn the business of subject matter, whether it's accounting, finance, which is what I went. There are so many critical opportunities to learn there. We really need to capitalize on that.
I agree. And I think that this is the time to do it. This is the time. If I think that if there's ever a chance for a Republican to get elected to U of M, this would be the year. And if there was ever a candidate that could do it, it would be you. So
thank you.
I'm happy that you're running. I was happy to hear the announcement. I was excited by it, and I'm looking forward to getting behind you and you got your speech ready for the convention and all that stuff, and you're
got a couple months, but I'm getting it ready.
Right.
And really at this point, it's really just a message of profound gratitude. Everybody that in the last 2 months that I have engaged with on this topic, a year out, a down ballot race. Thank you for taking the time tonight to learn about it, to hear about it. We've got big races. We've got the U.S. Senate race. We've already talked about it. Governor, AG, SOS. We've got some very important congressional seats, the state House, the state Senate. But let's keep that focus on higher education. For those of us that don't care about U of M, where it matters is our tax dollars go there.
That's right.
I want to be a responsible steward of the tax dollars. I want to look at that $393 million and say, what is that? Where did that number come from? What are we spending it on? Is that number too big? Do we need to cut it? What are the implications of that? These are the questions that I will be asking when I become elected. My goal is to also be a highly communicative regent that offers an excellent level of customer service. In my business, Vesco Oil, it's all about customer service. I will have that same attitude and professionalism towards customer service in this job. My plan is to visit the districts, to visit the clubs, to go to the dinners, to be an active participant once elected. This is an 8-year term. I'm going to need tremendous amount of support to get done what I am setting out to do. So it's going to be an all hands on deck scenario. We can all come together. I want everyone to come to U of M with me. Let's be on campus together. Let's gather. Let's send this message of hope and inspiration to the world that conservatism is alive and well at U of M, and it's here to stay.
Well, I'll tell you, you want to know how much I believe in her. This is a green and white gal all the way, but I will show up with you. I will I will step foot on that campus just to support you.
Thank you.
And that does not come easily, trust me. So here's Ron Gillard. You're going to do great. You're absolutely right. The Democratic Party has completely lost its way. Honestly, at this point, it might be more accurate to call them the Socialist Communist Party.
Let's do that, Ron. Let's call them what they are. Let's say it's the Socialist Communist Party. I think you're absolutely right. And I think going forward, I'm going to use that language as well. So
the Socialist quoting Ron Gillard. This is where we've heard it here first. Yes, the Socialist Communist Party. You might as well. That's how they're acting. That's for sure. The woke Socialist Communist Party. Let's throw woke in there somewhere too. That also makes a difference. All right. Well, we're glad that you came out here. We're glad that anything else you want to tell us about?
I just think it's a very important time to be an activist. It's a very big year next year. I would just encourage everybody, please go to our website. Please spread the word. Professor Davis at U of M made comments saying that Charlie Kirk's death, that was okay. If you go to our website, you can see an article that I posted about Professor Davis at U of M. He said that violence was okay on campus. I've established a petition that is now going viral. Please sign the petition on our website. Let U of M know that we want this professor to be fired. He has no business being on campus and saying that Charlie Kirk's death was okay in any way.
No.
I do want to grow Turning Point USA at U of M's campus. Right now, the conservatives just aren't fully supported.
They're probably more secretive than the Masons right now.
Correct. And so I'm reaching out to the college Republicans at U of M, Turning Point USA at U of M, saying, future Regent Epstein wants to offer support now. What do you need going into next year so that we can grow TPA at U of M and grow the college Republicans to wonderful new and well-funded heights?
That would be terrific. That would be a great first step into introducing many of the students to Republican and conservative values, because they go to that school and the indoctrination is so heavy. I honestly understand why they think Republicans are terrible, because I don't think they have they don't have the first clue of what they're about.
There's just
they believe what they're told.
I think it's ignorance. Mm-hmm. I think it's ignorance and a lack of education.
Yes, they're told by their chosen school that they're terrible, and so that's what they go out and believe. And it takes a lot for them to walk back from that. I mean, sometimes the toothpaste cannot squeeze back into the tube,
You bet.
So, all right. Well, I am, let's see, I deeply appreciate your efforts on this. It's crucial we engage the younger generation and help them understand why embracing capitalism and not communism is essential to preserving opportunity, innovation, and individual freedom in America. Bingo. And then publicly, Masons want chocolate chip cookie equity.
I'm on it, Commissioner. Thank you for the reminder, sir.
So I'm gonna shake my head about that for a week.
It's
what
bizarre.
is menstrual equity? You either have it or you don't. And who wants it? If you don't have it, who wants it? What whack job wants it? Trust me, you don't want it.
Trust me, boys.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so yeah, all right. Well, thank you. Oh, let's say happy Veterans Day, Curtis. Thanks
Happy Veterans Day for all.
Thanks for chiming in here. Happy Veterans Day for everybody. So we're gonna take a break. We appreciate Lena for you coming out here, and remember Lena for UofM.com. That's where you reach out to her with your questions, with your thoughts, with your offers to help, and your checks. She needs those checks. So we'll be back. Nope, not there. We'll be back in just a minute. Stick around.
Why should you join the Livingston County Republican Party?
Why, you ask?
Yeah, why? Why join?
The Republican Party is the party of common sense.
Common sense.
Republicans support the Constitution.
Republicans protect your rights.
We fight to keep your children safe.
We fight to keep boys and men out of girls' and women's sports.
We fight to keep boys out of girls' restrooms.
We fight for you.
What does the Republican Party do?
We help Republican candidates get elected.
Why is it important to elect Republicans?
Why is that important?
Why? tell me, why is that important?
Livingston County is one of the safest counties in Michigan.
Livingston County has one of the lowest crime rates in the state of Michigan.
Livingston County has the lowest tax millage rate of all 83 counties.
Republicans work to balance the budget.
Republican legislators vote against raising your taxes.
Republican elected officials believe in transparency.
Republican clerks run elections with integrity.
Republican trustees protect your rights. Republicans support our veterans.
Who can join?
If you are conservative, we want you in our party.
All conservatives are welcome at our table.
Join our activities.
Join the fun.
Become a member.
Join us now.
Hi, I'm Deb Drick, chair of the Livingston County Republican Party. Our conservative message has been very well received in Livingston County, and I'm so happy to share with you that people are stepping up right and left to help. The only thing's missing is you. Come join our mission. Come join our fun. Go to livingstonrepublicans.com and click join. You'll be glad you did.
The Exalted Christ Ministry offers resources to help you understand historic Christianity. Visit theexaltedchrist.com for articles, podcasts, and a video series exploring Scripture and key historical topics. Get free resources today at www.theexaltedchrist.com.
Back. Well, I appreciate Lena coming out here. You know, people always tell me all the time, God, Deb, do you ever slow down, or you got energy? And I often think about that, or I often giggle about that, because I do tend to have a lot of energy. But sitting next to her, I just feel like somebody's old grandma, just putting along or shuffling along and moving, because that woman's got passion, that woman's got drive, and she's got a lot of energy. And I'll tell you, I don't care what she does, she will rock it out. So anybody, you know, even considering that, about helping change a dynamic like that, that takes a lot of, you know, she said grit and tenacity, and she's got it. So, you know, I urge anybody out there to help her if they can. So, all right. Well, I did promise this is going to be a short night, but I want to just talk real quick about the party. You know, we're coming to the end of our year here. And we're rocking and rolling. We really are. We're getting a lot of stuff done. We've got a lot of new members lately. We've got a lot of new members at our events coming up. So we have a Christmas party that we're going to have here. I'm tentatively calling it for our normal meeting night, which would be the first Thursday in December. We'll have it here at the Victory Center. It'll be a potluck. And you know, potluck, and just maybe we'll do a gift exchange. Maybe everybody throw a gift in a bag, and you draw a number and you go pick a gift, something like that. But it'll be kind of fun. Whatever we do will be fun. I'm also going to reach out to Stephen Bearden, and he offered a karaoke party for us one time. So I don't know if we'll do that for the Christmas party, or we'll just do that sometime just in the kind of dead zone. We will be hosting another strategic planning meeting, and I'm tentatively calling that for the second Saturday in January, as we did in 2025, as we did in 2024. That is probably the most important meeting that our party faithful should attend, our EC members should attend, anybody should attend, because that's where we set the direction for the year of what we're going to do, what we're not going to do. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be wonderful to be able to take our accomplishments, that the things we said we were going to do, and then compare it to what we did do. I think by far on the big score, we've exceeded what we started out to do. I'm real proud of that, and I just have to tell you, we've got the best committees and the best people serving. They're wonderful. They do what they say they're going to do. Our membership team, our volunteer team, our finance team, everybody, all of them. Our volunteers, our delegate team, they just do what they're supposed to. They do what they said they're going to do, and you can't ask for better than that, right? So they exceed my expectations, and I know they're exceeding yours. So I just want to give a big shout out to that. Down here, there's that little ticker down there. If you aren't a member of our party yet, you should join. This is now the time. As Lena said, this is the time. We have things going on all the time. You don't have to do all of them, but there's going to be something for everybody. So, all right. So I want to make an announcement. This is announcement only. Aaron Curry has reached out to me and is going to do a town hall on the data center. Now, understand what this is. It's going to be, I'm going to bring up the little flyer here. Town hall is a civil discussion. So by that, Ariana Curry needs to join. She does. Yes, she does. So I want to look at the little ticker tape down there, and you can tell her how to do that. So this is going to be Aaron is running this meeting, and he's going to have this is going to be what he calls a civil discussion. So he's made it clear down here that it is not going to be, I don't know if I can bring this up bigger. Can I bring this up bigger? Tyler, does it come up on this? If I do this, does this come up on the screen bigger? Wait, right here. Can everybody see that a little better now? You should be able to. So basically, it's a civil discussion. It is meant to gather information. He's asked me to facilitate it, and I've agreed to do that. And by facilitate, that doesn't mean teach, train, give information. To facilitate, you get information. So I will be gathering information and writing it down. And so notice here that it says it's a civil discussion. What will take place? Create a formal list of potential issues resulting. Right now, there are 1,100 different accusations and beliefs about the data center. And some of them are positive and some of them are negative. So, but there's no organized method or organized list of or package of data that will let's see if I can get out of here now. Can you hit escape so I can get out of here? Oh wait, there it is. Okay, thank you. There we go. So okay, there we go. So there's no organized list. There's nothing that basically says this is what the potential issues are. It would be really good, and I agree with Aaron 100%. It would be fantastic if everybody had the same information. If you've got all happenings, you've got neighborhood, you've got Facebook, you've got this Stop the Data Center, you've got the data center, you've got a site from Ryan Van Gilder. There's just avenues where there's information all over the place, but nobody has aggregated it and put it together. And that's what needs to happen. I think everybody will understand the big picture. If it could be that you gather it up and there's so many problems and so few solutions that makes your decision. It could be that there's lots of problems but they're easy fixes. Okay, maybe that makes a decision. But it's the purpose of this, and I say this very strongly, the purpose of this is not to make a decision. If you look, let's try this again. If you look, it specifically says what will not take place, a vote of any kind. There's going to be no vote. There's going to be no debate. It's not going to be a back and forth. Well, this or that. I mean, can you imagine how unruly that would get right away? So no debate, no vote. All it is brainstorming. What's going on? What are the concerns? Let's list them all. What are the possible solutions, if any? If there's no solution, there's no solution. Who needs to come to the table and say this will work or this won't work? Who do they, what is the next steps? If people are worried about water, they need to have water people. And what is it about water are you concerned? Are we worried about running out of it? Are you worried about poisoning it? What about electricity? Are you running out? Or, are you worried about draining wells? Are you using all of MHOG stuff? There's so much out there. Nothing is structured and nothing's organized. And that's what needs to happen. No debate, no vote. Any attempt to talk, there will be no attempt to convince anybody or not convince anybody. Nobody's going to be tried to talk into or out of this. That's not the purpose. It's to gather information. So it's going to be an organized, okay, what about this? One at a time. What about this? What about this? What's your issue? What don't you like? Now, having said that, I could easily fill up the first hour and a half with people if I say to everybody, okay, who here, if somebody comes up and I say, all right, give me an issue that you don't like, and we have a line of 200 people down there and every single one of them says water, that would eat up the first hour and a half. So that's not how it'll work. It'll be, what is an issue? As soon as someone says water, it's real easy to then turn around and say, all right, is there anybody here that doesn't think water's an issue? Or how many people here also agree with that? Okay, 2/3 of the room. So we have water, 2/3 of the room. We're not bringing up water again, except in the form of wells or whatever. But we're going to list everything once. That's it, once. But we'll get that long list of anything. I've heard the most recent one is now the bald eagles. All right, put the bald eagles on the list. You can't say that it will be done or it won't be done unless it's organized. So anyway, so there will be no attempt to talk anybody in or out of anything. This is not a sales job. This is not a sales job for. It's not a sales job against. There's enough people out there trying to sell one way or the other. That's not going to be this meeting. There will be no threatening or uncivil behavior by anybody. There will be police presence there, and this is not a township. It's not run by the township. It's not run by the Van Gilders. It's not run by the representation of anybody from the data center. It's just Aaron Curry's running this. I'm facilitating it. It's going to be more or less grassroots neighbors. So it's very important that everybody understands. Let's see. Why can't I get out? I can't get out of this. Hang on. Let's figure it out. No. All right. Go ahead and escape. Hit escape again. There we go. Tyler is very important to have here. So the purpose of this is to engage one way. Questions from the audience or questions from the audience and answers from the audience. No, I said that wrong. Questions from the stage. What's an issue? What's an issue? What's an issue? Answers from the audience. It will not be a debate. It will not be this person says, well, this is a problem. This one over here says, no, it isn't because. Nope, none of that. We just got to get it in. We're going to get it in and organize it. I will tell you this. Everybody will get a copy of what is created. It will be one document that will have everything together. All the issues, all the fears, all the positives, all the negatives, all together. And then people will have all the same information. So where was I? Oh, we will have police presence. This is not run by the township. It is not a meeting that anybody has the public right to be at. It is privately run. I mean, Aaron's hosting this meeting. It's his meeting. And so it's not like anybody has the right to be there. He is asking the community to come and give input in a civil manner. So anybody that decides they're going to start yelling or start fighting, you don't have a right to be there. You will be asked to leave and you will be escorted out. So just understand that I really hope it doesn't come to that. And I really hope people are sick and tired of the bashing and the fighting. It seems like anybody that puts out an idea one way or the other people are just beating up on them. And it's just not healthy. So we're not going to have any disruptive or uncivil behavior. But, everybody's agreed. Everybody's allowed to disagree. Everybody's allowed to say, I don't want it. Or they're allowed to say, here's why I think that's a problem. That's encouraged. But it's not going to be, if somebody says, well, I think it's a good idea because one of the neighbors, nobody gets to yell at them or scream or boo or anything else. That's just not going to happen. Everybody's going to be respectful. So that's what this is, a civil discussion. Monday, November 17th, that's next Monday, 6 to 11 p.m. at the Howell High School Auditorium. I think we can hold everybody that wants to be there. And once again, let me get to this. Once again, what will take place is creating a formal list of potential issues, brainstorming possible solutions, and brainstorming possible positive and outcomes to actions taken. So what will not take place? No vote, no debate, no attempt to convince anybody or not or convince them for or against. No threatening or uncivil behavior by anybody, and it will not include. This is not going to be run by. Now, having said that, if the township officials or the Van Gilders, for that matter, want to come, they can. It's open, but they will not have a spot on the stage. They will not. They're not behind this. I can't imagine they'll want to come, or at least most of them, but it's up to them. But they will have no part in the on stage discussion. It's going to be 100% done by Aaron and myself. So we're going to put giant sticky notes on a tripod, and I'm going to ask 1,100 questions, and it's going to be basically with a marker, and I'm going to write down the answers. What are the issues? And we'll do that till there's no more issues. And if that takes 75 lines or it takes 7 lines, either way, it's going to be all written down. And if the brainstorming those issues takes 700 lines or 2 lines, then that's what it does. So, but then we'll take those and we'll put them all in a nice document where this is a list, this is a list, a list of this, a list of that, and then everybody gets it. We'll post it online. We'll put it in all the sites, the Stop the Center, the Van Gilder Center, the neighborhood, wherever. It'll be public. We'll post it here. Everybody can have it, and then everybody's working from the same information. So, I will tell you, Republicans are independent thinkers. We do not have groupthink. We do not demand groupthink. Sometimes we all agree on one subject. Sometimes we don't. But nobody in our party insists that you think like them. Everybody gets to make their own decisions. But and some this is not a party issue, and I've been really careful not to make it a party issue. But I don't know of a Republican that doesn't want facts. I don't know of a Republican that doesn't want the truth, so when they can get it. So what this is going to do is going to get all the facts out, at least from the people. And the facts meaning, what are you concerned over? It's not what I heard someone's concerned over. What concerns you? So let's write it down. And then if we can brainstorm some solutions or not, that's okay. So, but either way, we're not making decisions. We're not attempting to make a decision. We're going to create the documents and get them to everybody. I don't know, I mean, whether you're a Republican or not, you should want to know. We should have something all together, and that's all. So big cheers to Aaron for taking the steps to do this. I think this has been needed. I think, frankly, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that had this been done in the start, I don't think there would be the anger and the fear that there is now. Maybe so, maybe some, but I feel like this should have been done right from the beginning, and I think it's frustrated people that they didn't have this opportunity to say a organized and deliberate way to say this is what concerns me. Because when you say it, it's going to go into this document. Nothing will be left out. Nothing will be censored. Nothing will be edited. Everything on there. I'm going to have people record it. So anybody that wants to challenge anything in the document, they're free to look at the recording. We'll post it somewhere and people can watch it, or they can go back and double check. So we're going to get as much from the people as we can. So, but I just want to stress that the purpose is a civil discussion, it's not going to be a ballot out and whoever's left standing wins. It's a civil discussion, no booing, no cheering, just listen. Everybody listen. Give everybody the respect to get their statements out, and everybody will get to talk. If you haven't talked or you have something that somebody hasn't already said, you will be heard. It will be written down. So that's the promise I can make as a trained facilitator for many, many years. I don't leave things out. So that's it. So let's see what we got here. Ron Gillard, apologize for missing the finance meeting. Oh, let's everybody point at Ron Gillard and boo, boo. He did. He slipped your mind. That's okay. It happened. I'll catch you up. Just give me a call and I'll catch you up. Mark Ashley Price, facts. You are 100% correct, Madam Chair. That's true. We don't expect anybody to support or not support based on what we think. Think for yourself, but just get the facts. And Aaron, thanks for sharing this, Deb. Hoping for a great turnout. Aaron, I would be shocked if you didn't. I mean, I've got to believe that people are tired of the stress of the fights, and they're looking for that civil discussion, but there's just nobody stepped up. So I applaud you, Aaron, for stepping up and offering this opportunity to come together and just talk. You don't have to come loaded for bear because no decisions will be made. It'll just be a discussion. Some people will think it's some people will think not. Let's talk about it and let's organizing it, and then we'll have it all. So looking forward to seeing you next Monday at the high school auditorium with your ideas and your ideas for, your ideas against, your fears, your concerns, maybe your problem solving skills, what you might like to see, what might the outcomes be if it gets turned down or if it gets accepted. What are the benefits? What are the detriments? So these are the things we need to kind of talk through, and then everybody will have it. Everybody will be treated equally. Okay. All right. Well, again, see that little ticker tape right there. LivingStreetRepublicans.com/join. That's how you become one of us, and we welcome you with open arms. We have new members all the time. We're doing great things in this community. Want a big shout out to Mike and Sharon Staton, Joni Econom, who else was there? Mary Beth Petrikis, Pam Atkins, our new friend Maggie Burkhold. Let's see, who else was there? Lance Schumacher, for being at our spaghetti dinner cook-off. We had some leftover spaghetti sauce that when we did our Cindy Holland event, and the Howell High School posted that they were going to have a team dinner for their football team the night before their big game on Saturday, which I'm so sorry they didn't do good at. But they wanted a team dinner and they were looking for sponsors. So I wrote them and I said, well, we're political, and if that's not something that fits, that's okay. No hard, no hard feelings. But she wrote back and said, heck no, we'd love the guys love pasta, and we'd love for you to come. So we all went up to the Masonic Lodge and heated up a bunch of spaghetti and cooked it, and then shot over to the high school, and we served. And oh my gosh, those players, they came back 2, 3, 4 times, and they had their plates, I'm not kidding, heaped with spaghetti. And then they had breadsticks and salad and fruit and hummus and pita. So I mean, they just then they had chips and that kind of stuff. I could not believe it. They just kept coming around and around, coming back for more. So I forgot. I mean, I raised 2 teenage boys, so I understand those appetites, but wow. So I enjoyed that, but thanks to everybody. If I missed somebody, I apologize now, and I'll make it up later. But I thought that was who was there, and we just had a great time cooking. We had a great time serving, so I do appreciate that everybody did that. So lastly, James says, happy Veterans Day to my fellow veterans. Happy Veterans Day. If you're a fellow veteran, that means you're a veteran, James. I did not know that. Happy Veterans Day to you. And once again, shout out to my youngest son, retired Sergeant First Class Lee Woodby from Fort Benning, Georgia. Actually, he's in the Alabama side of Fort Benning, so in Seal, Georgia. So happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service, and thank all the veterans out there that watch and that are going to watch the reruns here. Thank you for your service. We would certainly not be the great country that we are. We would not have these debates. We wouldn't have any of these opportunities had you not done what you did. So thank you for everybody. All right. So thank you for being here. We will be back next week. Topic to be determined. We don't have a guest next week. I know I just got a confirmation. Anthony Ferlini had to reschedule his meeting last week, and 2 weeks ago. He will be now here on the 2nd. So on December 2nd. So we've got that. And happy Veterans Day from Mark. And thank you to the veterans. I concur. So we're going to call it a night. Thank you again to Tyler, who's always here and taking care of our technical needs while we do this. And believe me, they're there all the time. So thanks to him. Thanks to you. We'll see you next Tuesday.